Well, good morning. This meeting of the Louisiana Tax Commission is hereby called to order. This meeting is being held at the offices of the Louisiana Tax Commission at 1051 North 3rd Street, Suite 225, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The date is Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, and the time is 10 a.m. Please call the roll.
Chairman Shahardi.
Here.
Commissioner Potier.
Here.
Commissioner Virtures.
Here.
Commissioner Jeffers.
Here.
Commissioner Wood is absent. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
four present in a quorum.
Thank you. There being no old business at this time, we'll move down the docket. I hereby make a motion that we defer the minutes of the March 23rd, 2022 meeting. We have a motion to defer the minutes of the March 23rd, 2022 meeting. Is there any objection to the motion? And there being no objection to the motion stands adopted. I will now move on to consideration of change orders.
Shandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 775 change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 738. Will place 32 in pending status and deny 5. Reason for rejection, not providing an occupancy date when applying a homestead exemption. 2 in Caddo and 3 in Iberia. Staff is requesting approval of these change orders.
We have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we accept, accept staff recommendation to approve 738 of the 775 change orders, place 32 in pending status, and deny 5 for the reasons given.
We have a motion by Commissioner Virtue to approve change orders. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We'll now move on to prior pending change orders.
Shandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 28 prior pending change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 20 and keep 8 in pending status. Staff requests approval of the prior pending change orders.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move on the prior period change orders and that we approve in accordance to the staff recommendation to approve 20 of the 28 change orders, prior period change orders, and put 8 in pending status.
We have a motion by Commissioner Poche to regarding the approval of prior pending change orders. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We're now going to move on to the appeal portion of our docket. I'm going to ask that anybody who is planning on testifying regarding one of the appeals on the appeal docket today to please stand up at your chair. Yeah. It is the Tax Commission's policy to accept all documents into the record that were timely pre-filed in accordance with the Commission's rules and regulations. This will be done at the conclusion of all hearings on today's docket. Accordingly, there is no need to formally offer or introduce the exhibits into the record during your appeal hearing. However, if you intend to object to the submission of any of the opposing parties' exhibits, you must notify the Commission at the start of your appeal hearing. As a reminder, this is an administrative hearing, and as such, the rules of evidence are relaxed. The Commission is inclined to review and consider all evidence submitted and to accept such evidence into the record. All right, the first appeal that we're going to take up this morning is the appeal of Jonathan S. Freeshirts versus the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 21-22173-010. If you just give us one moment. All right, Mr. Alvarez, you coming up first?
Yes, sir. If it please the commission, the assessor's office and the taxpayer have come to an agreement on the value of the property. We've agreed to a value of $228,700 for the land $351,300 for the building, for a total fair market value of $580,000.
All right, thank you. Mr. Frischitz, I just need you to come to the microphone and state your agreement with what Mr. Alvarez said.
Yes, I'm in agreement with Mr. Alvarez for the values he stated.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, just give us a moment. All right, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move on docket number 21-22173-010 that the fair market value be set at the agreed upon fair market value based on the taxpayer and the assessor. That we set land at $228,700, improvements $351,300, for a total fair market value of $580,000.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Jeffers. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. All right, thank you very much for coming. We'll now hear the appeal of Ralph Schindler versus the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 21-22172-005. And again, give me one moment. All right, let the record reflect that there is no one here this morning on behalf of the property owner taxpayer. Mr. Alvarez, please go ahead.
Thank you. So the assessor's office valued the property at $25 a square foot, which is the uniform value for the neighborhood. We provided a list of comparable sales that would substantiate an increase of that value to around $39 to $40 a square foot. We're asking the commission to reaffirm the Board of Review's value at $25 a square foot, and that would keep the property in a uniform value with the surrounding land prices.
All right, thank you. Ms. Labat, excuse me, any questions for Mr. Alvarez? All right, Ms. Labat, you want to tell us about your appraisal, please? Can you talk a little bit into your microphone? Can't hear you. Yeah, that's better.
I appraised the subject property utilizing the sales approach to value, determined the fair market value of $35 a square foot, which is $213,500.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions? Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I would move on docket 21-22172-005 that we affirm the parish board of review value, set the land at $152,500.
We have a motion by Commissioner Vercher. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. Next appeal we'll take up is the appeal of Thomas B. Watson versus the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 21-22173-017. Can give us one moment. All right, let the record reflect that there is no one present on behalf of the property owner or taxpayer. Mr. Alvarez, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. The assessor's office initially valued the property at $553,100, which was affirmed by the Board of Review. We have since provided a fee simple appraisal to the commission with a revised number of $433,500 for an average condition property. It was initially valued at a higher than average condition property. I know that it differs from the tax commission's appraisal. Mr. Blanchard has it at $300,000. He has some some items in his appraisal where he's justifying the fair condition as the taxpayer presented an adjustment of $200,000 by the insurance adjustment. That wasn't given to our office by the taxpayer, so we can't substantiate that, so we would ask to uphold the revised value. However, if we could physically substantiate that value, we wouldn't have an issue with the reduction to fair.
All right, well, thank you. Any questions? Mr. Blanchard, would you please tell us about your appraisal and tell us about what information the property owner submitted to you?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Danny Blanchard, President of the State Louisiana Tax Commission. I completed the appraisal utilizing the sales comparison approach. One of the three hospitals actually located on the subject street. That led me to a fair market value of $300,000. Of note is the taxpayer was concerned about the size of the property. The information on the assessor's website indicated the gross living area of 552 square feet. A full physical inspection of the property measured the entire property, all sides, and included a building square footage of 3,160 square feet, 41% difference. The property is not a different property measure, that's all I handle. So we're very confident about our measurement as regards to the assessor's.
What was the assessor's square footage? Excuse me, what was the assessor's square footage?
5,352 square feet per foot. In our calculation, runs to 3,161 square feet.
Right, okay.
And I was able to look at the property and see an appreciable amount of storm damage in regards to a physical condition assessment of fair. We'll use that and where as well as the correct first living area to arrive at our value conversion.
And you said you physically saw the damage to the property?
Yes, sir.
You did? Okay, all right, you saw that, okay. And that's, it ended up, the reason why you did a fair condition.
Yes, sir. Again, an appreciable amount of storm damage is obvious through well damage.
All right, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
A question, the discrepancy on the improvements, square footage, the assessor had 36,
Yes, sir, 3630.
right, as opposed to 50 something.
The 5352, that was on the assessor's website, or?
That's our land square footage, sir.
Okay. It's 5750, it says for land.
Right.
Should be, oh yeah, okay, 5750, yes. 5750 is the site size. Our appraisal, when we went and measured the property,
Oh,
was
okay.
3630,
Okay.
which is right in the
But
ballpark.
Did the website, I mean,
The website may be inaccurate. I
inaccurate?
think
Okay, that may
might-
be where Mr. Blanchard got his number from.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you got it from the website, is that correct?
Yes, sir. It is.
Okay, all right. But when you went and measured the property, when you did your market approach, you went out and measured the property?
Yes,
is
sir,
that-
and we're at 3,600 square feet and he's at 31,
3161.
yeah, so we're about 480 square feet difference, which is not a substantial or significant difference in square footage.
Mr. Blanchard, there appeared that, from the photos, there was some construction going on maybe in the front of the property? Sidewalks
Yes, sir.
torn up?
It was construction, ongoing construction, first property as well as throughout the property, on that street, they sustained heavy damage from the hurricane.
Okay.
Mr. Alvarez, you said when you all went out and remeasured the property,
Yes, sir.
what was the square footage on the remeasure? 30?
3630.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
are you ready for a motion?
Yeah, unless anybody has any more questions? All right, go ahead.
I move on docket number 21-22173-017, that the fair market value be set at the LTC staff appraisal value, setting land at $40,300, improvements at $259,700, for a total value of $300,000.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Poche. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We'll now hear the appeal of Michael Duranslet versus the Orange Parish Board of Review, docket number 21-22173-026-S. Again, give us one moment. All right, let the record reflect that there is no one here on behalf of the property owner taxpayer. Mr. Alvarez, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So the assessor's office initially valued the property at, this is 26-S, correct, sir?
Yes, 26, it's on Live Oak Place.
Yes, sir. The 44,000, it was reduced to 41,000 by the Board of Review. We're asking the commission to uphold the Board of Review's value. The property is already at a damaged rate, and we have received no documentation to support a reduction from the taxpayer.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Bolton, you want to tell us about your appraisal?
Yes, sir, I personally inspected this property, picture of a window that is open, and damage on the front of the house is in poor condition. I believe it's mostly boarded up, and I don't even know if you can live in it. I appraised the property at a land value of $21,200, and the improvement value of $21,800, giving us a total value of $42,000 for the whole property.
All right, you said you personally inspected the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right, are there any questions? Board of Review value is 41,000, our appraisal is 42. I don't see any issue with the Board of Review value. Do we have a motion?
Yes. Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
I
Jeffers.
move on docket number 21-22173-026-S that we uphold the Board of Review setting land at 20,200, improvements 20,800, for a total fair market value of 41,000.
We have a motion by Commissioner Jeffers. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We'll now take up the appeal of Michael Duranslet versus the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 21-22173-027-S. Again, give us one moment. All right, let the record reflect that the property owner taxpayer is not present. Mr. Alvarez, go ahead.
So the assessor's office initially valued the property at $71,700 last year. It was reduced this year to $41,000 for the condition. This one is also in poor condition. It was affirmed by the Board of Review to be $41,000 due to the condition of the property, and we're asking the commission to reaffirm the Board of Review's value.
All right. All right, Mr. Bolton, you want to tell us about this appraisal?
Yes, sir, I personally inspected this property, actually measured it, but, square footage is something the assessor had, but, my land value was $21,900, and the improvement value was $21,100, giving us total value of $43,000. It's in very poor condition.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bolton. Any questions? Again, the Board of Review value is basically the same as the commission staff value, and the assessor requests the Board of Review. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move on docket number 21-22173-027-S that we affirm the Board of Review value, setting land at 21,900, improvements at 19,100, with a total value of 41,000.
We have a motion by Commissioner Poche to uphold the Board of Review. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. Now, does that complete our appeal docket for today?
Yes, sir.
On that, okay. All right, that concludes the appeal portion of our docket today. We now have another matter to consider, which is a consideration of a request for refund of taxes paid in error. It might take a few moments, 5 minutes or so, to set up for this portion of our hearing today. So I'm going to go ahead and move for a basically 5 minute or so recess, and we'll do that recess, and then we'll come back on the record and hear this appeal, hear this request for a refund.